Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming transit of planet Venus, which on January 18th will transit the sign of Sagittarius, and from 18th January till February 11th, it is going to be transiting in this sign. So guys, during this time, definitely the transit of Venus becomes important because once it will enter the sign of Sagittarius, it will be getting aspected by the Lord of Sagittarius, which is the planet Jupiter. Briefly, it is also going to be conjunct with the planet Mars as well and with the planet Mercury as well. Now guys, definitely when it comes down to the contribution of all of these planets, so like the way I always say this thing, that the zodiac sign and the house plays like a functioning ground for any planet. Now definitely Mars and Venus conjunction could be a vulnerable sign if it is taking place in the Scorpio sign, in the like to an extent Cancer, or in the Pisces sign as well, typical water signs. But definitely Sagittarius is a sign of righteousness being aspected by the planet Jupiter. So in whichever capacity you're operating, if your concerns right now is to get married, if your concern right now is clarity and truth in the relationship, so in so many ways this entry of Venus will definitely provide you guidance. And like the way guys, a lot many times people say this thing that this video is not getting applicable in my case, or what is the significance of the transit videos. So guys, if you are a person who is typically ruled by Venus, then this video is for you. Like a lot many times I keep on coming across those charts like where people are pure archetype of a planet. Like if you are a Libra Lagna, an ascendant lord being in the Taurus, you are a Taurus Lagna, an ascendant lord Venus being in the Libra, so that makes you a pure Venusian archetype. And trust me, I have gone to such an extent that someone who has got this alignment which I just mentioned, the moon nakshatra of the same person is also Bharani or Purva Falguni. The person is also born on the 6th of the month. So then definitely Venus becomes so important for you that if you will choose a profession which is connected with Venus, it will help you. The transit, dasha of the Venus will definitely help you, and any shift in the transit of the Venus will help you. Now the professions which are connected with Venus, so anything which has to do with the designing, with the PR, relationship management, high-end luxury, hospitality sector, so all these other sectors which are connected with Venus. So yes guys, now after that we will shift our discussion to the customized results for all the rising signs. So starting first with the Aries Lagna natives, definitely guys, in your case planet Venus has got a rulership over your 2nd house and the 7th house. So in a way, for any of your commercial interest, Venus becomes very important. And now in the transit, it is going to be entering your 9th house and getting conjunct with your ascendant lord as well, and being aspected by the house lord as well. So that in itself means that any of the concerns of the 9th house, like any of the work related travel, will prove to be very beneficial. The feminine influence will definitely give you the sort of guidance which you have been seeking. Along with that, like for all those people who have any of the concerns of immigration, any of the concerns of like higher studies and all, so even for them as well, the transit of Venus seems to be a very beneficial transit. And like the way guys, I always say this thing, that if right now you are already going through some sort of concerns within the marriage, so this is going to be time when clarity will come. In the amidst all these misunderstandings and conflicts, you will definitely get the clarity. And I always emphasize on this thing that whenever a planet is transiting from the 9th house, so if Mars is right now transiting from your 9th house, so Hanuman Chalisa becomes important. If Venus is transiting from your 9th house, recitation of the Shri Suktam becomes important. Mercury is transiting from the 9th house, listening to the Vishnu Sahasranam or reciting Vishnu Sahasranam becomes very important. So if you will also opt for these things, and any of your concern right now hovers around the Venusian element, this could be money, this could be finance, this could be relationship, this could be marriage, definitely it is going to be a sigh of relief for you. And also guys, Venus in the Sagittarius and in this combination is also a very good time for some adventure trip, very relaxing fun trip with family, with friends. So regarding that as well, it is a good indication. Now guys, when we talk about the Taurus rising natives, so guys, definitely in your case Venus becomes your ascendant lord, so that in itself means this transit becomes important for you. And in the transit, it is going to be entering your 8th house. So now guys, no matter how much Venus is important for you, and Venus being in the Sagittarius is not that vulnerable sign, but the problem and vulnerability lies in the 8th house. Problem and vulnerability lies in Venus coming in contact with the planet Mars. So definitely guys, if in your line of work any of your concerns are, they hover around insurance, revenue, occult, research, exploration, because your ascendant lord is going there, so your whole focus will go in that department, in that area. So this is going to be a beneficial time for you. But when we talk about any of the concerns of like secretive, clandestine activities, or see guys, like the way we say this thing, there is one thing that you have a genuine or legitimate admirer. That is one thing. But when we talk about people trying to stalk someone, trying to spread some gossip or rumor around you, just because you are good looking, that does not mean, just because you dressed well, that does not give right someone to be judgmental on you. So that these all are the things when Venus Mars gets conjunct in the 8th house. So you have to be very careful and cautious around these things. And because the way planets are transiting right now, it is because whatsoever happens from the 8th house, the impact of that tend to remain for a longer span of time. So be very cautious, be very careful of your conduct and all those people you let close to your circle of influence. But if your aspiration anyway hovers around the areas of the research, exploration, this is going to be a good transit for you. When we talk about the Gemini Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, definitely Venus becomes a very important planet because it has got a rulership of your one of the trine house, like 5th house and the 12th house, and in the transit it is going to enter your 7th house. So definitely guys, 7th house is the house of our commercial activities, our public image and our matrimonial life. So this is actually a very good time when we say this thing, because Jupiter is also right now transiting from your 11th house, expecting this Venus. So for turning your romance into marriage, introducing your partner to your family, or like I would say that if you are an artist, you are a creative person, releasing your product, launching your product, getting into some new alliance, so it is a good time period for that. Also guys, for those who are single, it's a good energy for running into like-minded people, running into a relationship. Or I would say that if your marriage is getting dried up of love, of romance, of adventure, so regarding that as well, Venus's entry in the 7th house will definitely stir up your like romance and adventure in the relationship, excitement in the relationship. And definitely guys, too many planets are transiting from your 7th house, so even for your commercial gain, recognition, marketing, advertising, branding yourself, it is a good indication. Now guys, moving ahead now, for all the Cancer Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, definitely Venus becomes an important planet. It has got a rulership over your domestic life and your 11th house of recognition, popularity, your friend circle. And now Venus is going to be transiting in your like 6th house. So definitely guys, Venus has got everything to do with the enjoyment, luxury, opulence, and Venus's transit in the 6th house a lot many times makes us deprived of all these factors. And just because the way planets are concentrated right now, so I would say this thing, that if you're professionally operating in the domain of the 6th house, anything to do with the health, fitness, nutrition, law related concerns and all, so this could be a beneficial time for you in this regard, that if in any area of life you are finding yourself struck, so friends will be there to help you or for your rescue. And just because your Lagna is being ruled by a feminine sign, Venus in itself is a feminine sign, so feminine influence around you will be a source of strength or a source of inspiration for a lot many Cancer Lagna natives, even in your daily vicissitudes or in your daily workforce, in your daily team as well. So if lately you have been going through some sort of confusion, misunderstanding with people, so I would say this thing, that you will definitely get a chance to amend those terms, amend those bitter terms with your co-workers, with your colleagues as well. Also guys, the only one thing which I want to say over here is that because Mars and Venus are getting conjunct, and the way Saturn is right now transiting from your like 8th house, so my recommendation is that a lot many times I come across those people who are kind of finding themselves stressed and they're always looking for an immediate release for that, which is not always the right choices, like splurging too much on branded things which you do not need, too much of the gluttony or overeating, indulgences, and too much spending on the cosmetics and all of that. So that sort of mindset, behavior, and extravagant reckless habits can incur debt for lot many people. So yes guys, it all comes down to individual, but the best part of this transit is that your Karka planet Mars being transiting from over here, and if you are in the food business, health, nutrition, you are working as a dietitian and all, this could be a beneficial transit for a lot many people. Now guys, when we talk about the Leo Lagna natives, so definitely guys, in your case this transit becomes very important because Venus has got a rulership over your 10th house and your 3rd house. So that in itself means that your profession and your skill are being ruled by the Venus, and in the transit it is going to enter your like 5th house. So like the way guys, when I started this video I mentioned this thing that Venus in the Sagittarius has everything to do with the freedom, with adventure, with travel, new experiences, seeking the truth, or establishing some very authentic, legitimate relationship and all. So overall it's a very good indication, and the kind of role which Venus plays for you, so it is a very good time for advertising, branding, marketing yourself. Let's say for example, if in any capacity you feel this thing that I have to struggle a lot to be in the spotlight, to be in the limelight, so this transit of Venus will definitely can give you a chance. If you're a creator, you're an artist, so this could be a time when you can sign some new contract, or you might get a inspiration for your new artwork, or for all those people who are in any romantic relationship, and also a good time, camaraderie, fun times with your loved ones, with your partner, with your girlfriend, boyfriend and all. So overall it is a good indication. And again guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, planet like Venus transiting from the 5th house, from the 1st house, it is a very good time for dressing up well, branding yourself, marketing yourself. So overall it is a good transit of Venus, a typical feel good factor. Like a lot many times what happens is that in all those cases where if Venus is afflicted in the chart, like I have even come across those cases where people are rich and wealthy, but still their Venus is weak, they do not have the capacity to experience luxury. They are still driving that old car, old two-wheeler, and living a very deprived life. So again, it's only Venus which has to be in a good dignity to enjoy life. So I would say that it is a supportive transit in so many ways for the Leo Lagna natives. The only one way I'm seeing you guys vulnerable is that for the students and all, where your focus has to be in the studies, they might have to deal with lot many temptations. Now guys, for all the Virgo Lagna natives, so guys, in your case Venus has got a rulership over your 2nd house of your family, of your finances, and the 9th house of your luck, long distance travels and all. And in the transit Venus is going to enter your 4th house. So guys, like the way you know this thing that in your case Venus gets directional strength in the 4th house. It is ruling one house of your family and going to the another house which represents your surrounding domestic environment and all. So it's a good indication, and nothing could be better than that if you're working as a you have a car showroom, or you deal in the gift items, decor items, you're working as a graphic designer. In any capacity, you beautify things, you do embellishment, you decorate things. So this is going to be a very good transit for all those people. Second thing is that guys, this is also a very good time for spending and putting your money in decoration, redecorating your house, redecorating your room and all. So it's a very good energy for that as well. The good part is that guys, whatsoever happens from the 4th house, it somehow defines our inner core, inner personality. So it's a good time for that feel good factor, spending quality time with your family, with your loved ones. In the past, if there have been some issues which needs to be rectified, which needs to be resolved, so this entry of Venus will definitely give you a chance for that as well. The only concern is that guys, in your case, briefly till February, I would say that till February 11th, Mars and Venus is going to be there in your 4th house till February 11th, but Mars is going to be conjunct with it till February 4. So the passion and inner desire to be loved, to being nurtured, to being taken care of, or to receive those compliments and attention is going to be very strong till February 4. so regarding that you have to deal with it, but overall it's a very feel good factor sort of transit for all the Virgo Lagna natives. Now guys, when we talk about the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case now, as you can see that it is the transit of your ascendant lord, so that in itself means that it is gonna matter a lot. Wheresoever ascendant lord goes, the whole focus of yours goes in that department. And just because in your case Venus has got a rulership over your 8th house as well, so 8th house lord and ascendant lord going in the 3rd house will take your focus there. So it's a very good time for, like, let's say for example, because guys, right now I'm not looking at your ascendant lord, I'm looking at it in combination with how other planets are responding to it. So Saturn right now transiting from your 5th house definitely makes someone very research oriented, kind of a very academic kind of personality, and the thoughts of some long-term investment, you might be overwhelmed with those thoughts, doing something very unique, very innovative, because Saturn is in the Sadbisha Nakshatra. So I would say this thing that along with that, the full force entry of Venus in your 3rd house and being aspected by the Jupiter, so it's a good indication. If you want to initiate something, you want to start something, you have to sign any new lease, new contract, new agreement, get into some new partnership, it is a very good time for that. Also guys, because 3rd house also tells about our marketing, how we brand ourselves, how we project ourselves. If you're a freelance person, you're a self-employed person, and your running dashas are also favorable, so it's a very good time for some new auditions, new projects, new tender, new work getting signed up. Friends will also prove to be very supportive. So I would say this thing that overall for your very active social life, and because Venus is in the Sagittarius, which has to do with adventure, travels, fun, seeking truth, so and academic interest and all, so overall it's a very good transit for the Libra Lagna natives. And I would say this thing that do not waste the time, because 3rd house also tells about those short travels. Here I'm not talking about those long international travels. So I would say this thing that some sort of getaway, some sort of small outing, excursion, road trips with the family, with the friends will also prove to be very relaxing, very rejuvenating for a lot many Libra Lagna natives. Now guys, for all the Scorpio Lagna natives, so guys, in your case Venus has got a rulership over your 7th house and your 12th house, and in the transit it is going to enter your 2nd house. Definitely guys, even in the original Kal Purush Kundli, Venus has got a affinity with the 2nd house. Along with that, whenever any planet transit to the 2nd house, if your income is connected with the attributes being represented by that planet, it helps you over there. So if you're operating as a designer, as a photographer, or you have a cosmetic shop, or you have a clothing business, you are in a food restaurant business, PR business, I would say, so this entry of Venus will definitely contribute over there. And definitely guys, because Venus's presence in the 2nd house definitely makes our voice very mellifluous, very soft spoken, and definitely some sort of camaraderie with the family, friends. And let's say for example, because the way planets are supporting you, very soon, like on February 4th only, your ascendant lord is going to get exalted in the 3rd house. So definitely guys, a planet of wealth, luxury is gonna support you with being placed in the 2nd house of finances, along with your ascendant lord gaining so much power. So it's a good transit only. I do not have any vulnerabilities to mention over here. And the only thing is that because till the time Mars is conjunct over here in the 2nd house, so all those people who do not have much of the control in their spending habits, or they get very tempted towards the luxury things and all, they might have to follow some caution and care. But overall it's a good transit for the Scorpio Lagna natives. Now guys, when we talk about the Sagittarius rising natives, so definitely guys, in your case Venus is going to transit to your 1st house. Now it hardly matters that in which dignity a planet is based on the sign. Whenever it is transiting from the 1st house, the attributes of that planet get perceived, get experienced in our persona, in our personality. So definitely guys, because in your case Venus has got a rulership over some good houses, it has got a rulership over your 11th house, it has got a rulership over your 6th house as well. So like the way we say this thing that for a Sagittarius Lagna to achieve success after diligent hard work, so Venus has to be supportive for that. So I would say this thing that during this time charm, elegance will be experienced in your personality. If in your line of work, giving public performances, facing camera is an integral part of your line of work, this is going to be a very good transit for you. And just because, guys, like the way I mentioned, sixth house also tells about the conflicts. So I would say that if in any capacity you have been devoid or deprived of some sort of justice and all, so with Saturn transiting in your third house and Jupiter aspecting this transiting Venus, you will stand a chance that justice will be served to you. The daily work life might be a little bit demanding, and the friends might also be demanding a lot of your attention and time, but you will be able to manage everything efficiently. And like the way I mentioned this thing, a very good time to market yourself, to promote yourself, advertise yourself. And because 11th house lord is also transiting from the first house, so let's say for example, if you are in that dire need of getting something done, and all what is needed is to dial up all of your contacts, ask for reference, ask for that word of mouth, so you'll be able to get that as well. So overall, a supportive transit for the Sagittarius Lagna natives. Now guys, when we talk about the Capricorn Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Venus becomes your Karaka planet, and it is now going to be transiting from your 12th house. So definitely guys, because Venus has got a rulership over your 5th house and your 10th house. The only concern over here is that it's not only the Venus going in the 12th house, but getting conjunct with the planet Mars. So whatsoever cautionary things I'm gonna say over here, that will be more valid till February 4th, till the time Mars is going to be transiting and being conjunct with Venus over there. So definitely guys, it can actually make you very extravagant, expenses can go suddenly very high, many people will be distracted towards the indulgences and food, drink, sex, so that might be on the top of your mind, or that might try to distract many of the Capricorn Lagna natives. The only way it is going to be beneficial for you if your aspirations and your line of work is connected with the 12th house. You're working as a yoga teacher, you are in a field of import-export nature of work, or right now you are studying or trying to establish yourself in a foreign land, any of the concerns of immigration. In that way, this is going to be beneficial time for you. Along with that guys, because like the way I mentioned this thing, Venus has got a rulership over your 5th house as well. So for the spiritual seekers, it is a good time. For all those people who are artist, creator, but your line of work has got more to do with exposing hidden things or the revelation part and all, so those sort of sensationalized journalism and people working on those breaking news and all, so or anything to do with the dark form of art or anything to do with the sensuality and all, so it could be better for them. But definitely guys, expenses are gonna get very high. Your primal instincts, I would say, or I would say the sensual aspect of the persona personality might get intensified, specifically till February 4th. So you have to maintain balance, discipline. That is all what I can say. And definitely guys, donating the Venusian things like rice, milk, sugar at a place of a religious importance, or donating these things to the needy people, can be seen as a good remedy, along with recitation of the Shri Suktam. And just because you are in that yoga of money being draining out of your pocket, so better it should be done on or for some good causes. So charities, donation, giving money, or trying to make your family happy, buying some gifts for them should be considered. Now guys, for all the Aquarius Lagna natives, definitely guys, in your case, Venus becomes your 4th house and your 9th house lord, and in the transit it is going to enter your 11th house. So definitely guys, whichever planet is transiting from the 11th house, that planet holds the key to give us good results, to contribute towards our success or our wish fulfillment. So I would say this thing, that first of all, during this time, females will definitely play a very important role. Second thing is that if your income is somehow connected with the Venusian domain, anything to do with the art, entertainment, fashion, beauty products, food business, milk, water, so PR industry and all, so if you're operating in that domain, this is going to be a very good transit for you. And just because guys, in your case, the way planets are operating, so if in any capacity you are operating in the domain of the 4th house or I would say that in the domain of the ninth house, any of the concerns of important travels, or during this time you are gonna shift to a new place, do some renovation at your home front, or you are in a public service, any of the political aspiration, any of the important decision you have to take, so you will get the mass support. Saturn is already transiting from your first house, so if you are a person of good character and integrity, and in any way you are looking for that mass support, so entry of Venus in your 11th house will definitely help you over there. So yes guys, that is all what I have to say. And because your 9th house lord is gonna transit to the 11th house, so definitely all those people who are by themselves very devotional and they are the devout bhakt or follower of the goddess Lakshmi, it is going to be a good time for them. And lastly guys, for all the Pisces Lagna natives, so guys, in your case Venus is not a very important planet for you guys, because it has got a rulership over your 8th house and your 3rd house, but in the transit it is going to enter some important house of yours, which is the 10th house. So definitely guys, whatsoever planet transit from the 10th house, the attributes of that planet get experienced in our professional life. So I would say this thing, that if you're already working as a graphic designer, you are an artist, you are an actor, you are a musician and all, so definitely enter a Venus in the 10th house will definitely help you, support you. The only thing is that guys, that because Venus is going to be transiting from the 10th house, carrying the uncertainties of the 8th house and headstrongness of the 3rd house, so that in itself means that during this time you will be able to win over or convince your bosses or people at your work front, but you have to work hard for that, and uncertainties will surround that as well. So yes guys, this is all what I can say. And not only if your profession is connected with the Venusian field, but also if you are in research, in connected with occult, insurance, revenue in any capacity, then also this entry of Venus in your 10th house will prove to be very beneficial for you. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.